Hello, friends. I'm Edward Grinnan, editor-in-chief of Guideposts, and I'm here to share a habit with you today that I have found to be incredibly, beneficial to my spiritual well-being. It starts many years ago when I was asked to write devotionals, little stories with a spiritual point, for our devotional book called Daily Guideposts, which is now called Walking in Grace. And I didn't really want to do them, and I didn't know how I was going to do them, write these stories, find these little lessons. It seemed very difficult, and I tried to back out, but my editor, Van Varner, said, just look for those little spiritual moments, those little hidden things that tell you that God is alive in your life. And so I did. I started looking for all those little moments that Van said would be there if I actually looked for them. And what I was looking for was God in the details. And I was amazed that when I opened my eyes and took in my surroundings and took in my life, I saw all sorts of little touches along the way. And the next step was to start to write these things down so I could make devotionals out of them. That's where the habit took root. Every day I would go home and write down 2-3 sentences, no more, in 2 or 3 minutes, of something I saw in the details of God's creation that spoke to me. And as I did this, I began to see my life day by day coming more sharply into spiritual perspective. Most of the things I write don't turn into devotion. What they turn into is another little piece of the spiritual puzzle that is me, and that is you too, if you do this. And you'll see yourself in God's word in much more high relief than you had before. I'll give you a quick example. Today I was out with my golden retriever, Gracie, on the crowded streets of Manhattan. And as we were navigating the throng, Gracie suddenly pulled me, jerked me over to this woman who was sitting on a stoop, looking like the world didn't have a friend in it for her. And Gracie went right up to her and kind of wiggled around and did her Gracie golden retriever thing. And the woman leaned over and she said, she hugged Gracie and she said, "Thanks for saying hello." And her face was beaming. And I thought, I saw an angel. And that is where I see God in the details. But I also, when I went home that night to write those 2 sentences down, I also wondered, what if it had been me who had gone over to that lady and said hello? So try this. Remember, it's a thing or two you see every day that you can go home and write 1-2 sentences about. In a notebook, it's for you. It's not for publication. It's not for anything else. It's for you to catalog the spiritual journey that you're on in the very details of the days you live. Thank you. I hope it works. It works for me.